Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Yulia Klokova from Hobby World looking at Cutterland, cut and play style game. Yeah, so how does this work? Obviously, we got some 8-bit world that we're building up.
Exactly.
Yes.
Each player will build their own fabulous land out of cut up pieces.
Okay.
It's a game where we will actually be cutting these awesome cards into pieces. And
Okay.
And each player at the beginning of the game will receive 3 of these. They are different, and you will choose one. And now, ta-da! I'm going to cut it.
Okay.
Let's assume it's a 3-player game, so I will have to cut it up into 3 pieces.
Okay.
And it's up to me how I want to cut it. It can be cut in any way I want, except for it has to contain at least 1 full square. I cannot cut them up diagonally. And okay,
that's it.
Here I go.
So you're cutting because you're trying to score for different things that you're going to build as you build your own world during the game.
Exactly, yeah.
And if I remember reading, you don't get to choose first what you're getting. Everyone else is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I offer those pieces to all players, and the player to my left is the first to drop their piece. Obviously, they will take this most tasty one, and it will start their land.
Okay.
Then it's your turn, and only which one do you prefer?
Knowing nothing, I'll go with this one.
Great.
Okay.
Nice choice. And I will end up with the last one.
Okay.
Then it's another player's turn. They do the same, and we will be trying to build up our lands, trying to attach them in such a way that at least one edge will be connected.
Okay.
I cannot connect them diagonally, but I have no restrictions. It can have gaps in between.
Right.
It also has no restrictions on length or width. So it's up to me. I'm creating my own land.
And you can overlap as well?
No, I cannot overlap.
Okay.
And no cutting.
So you can then start cutting things that would not fit in specific places for some people, but for you they would work.
No, I cannot cut any. Yeah.
I mean,
Later
hopefully,
in the game,
yeah.
later in the game,
Maybe
I
you can do
see
something.
What other players are pursuing, and then I will just be trying to get something useful for me.
Okay.
At the end.
Okay. So now we look at an in-game board. See how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Magic.
So.
At the end of the game, at the end of the 3-player game, your land will look something like this.
Yes.
So at first, I will be distributing those special tiles. I have their icons right here, so I will receive the corresponding towers and walls/bridges.
Okay.
And it's up to me whether I want to use them at all, or I can save them and they will score me 1 victory point. However, sometimes it's very useful to use them for your board to, for example, protect your creatures. Because let's say this centaur likes space, and they will score victory points for the number of squares they are in, for the area, which is any number of squares connected with one another, with at least one corner, edge. Then there are, let's say, krakens. They are very aggressive. They are going to eat everyone around them unless they are protected. So I was trying to protect this turtle because it will score me 10 points if it's the only one in the whole land.
Okay.
If there are 2, I will score 5, but if there are 3 or more, I will score nothing. So sometimes it's very useful to feed them to my kraken. Also, kraken can be of use for those frogs, because usually they will score me 2 negative points. By feeding them to kraken, I will avoid losing those points, and also I will score victory points for my kraken. And there are dragons as well. They like to be in pairs only, and if there is 1 dragon in an area, or 3, 4 or more, they will not score me anything. However, if there are 2, they will score 7 victory points, which is good.
And you have 2 in here because you have the bridge that connects this land.
Yes, exactly.
Right,
I connected these 2 areas, and now they can score me victory points.
Okay.
So this is how the game works. We have 160 cards, which is enough for 13 to 18 game sessions. But also we will have 2 expansion packs, recharge packs we call them. The first one is just 80 cards with the same monsters, with the same mechanics. However, there is another expansion adding another monster. And we are going to keep going on creating new expansions, and it's a very good fit for tournaments because you can at the first level of thinking you just can create your own land and trying to balance all of those creatures together, but it can also be a very deep game where you're trying to think of what other players would need, can you profit from that, and so on.
Okay. And you can also play with the pieces already cut up. Yes?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You can store them. It will not be a very balanced game. You will be just
You're picking out some at random and putting them out there and then
draft
drafting
them.
from those.
So there is no this mind-boggling decision on how should I cut up my card. It's going to be random, but still it will give you the chance to build up your land.
All right. Thank you very much for an overview of Cutterland coming from Hobby World in 2020. Thank you.